there and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a really exciting video. I'm actually collabing with Olliesmom here on YouTube. Her and I have been, talking and watching each other's videos for a while now, and I'm really excited to be collabing with her on this topic that I've actually mentioned before on my channel. So yeah, we are gonna do videos for vanilla fragrances for non-gourmand fragrance lovers, and as you guys may or may not know, I like some gourmands, but I'm not an extreme gourmand person, which I find most reviewers tend to be very, very, gourmand first. So I thought, this would be a really great idea. I was so happy to, be doing this with her. So I will link her channel in the description box below. Don't forget to check out her video for more examples. And yeah, we're both on Instagram as well, so feel free to follow us both there if you want to chat more and talk more about fragrance. So let's get into it. I have 6 to share with you guys today. I mentioned before, I have struggled a bit with vanilla in the sense that I've never liked like pure Bath and Body Works type vanilla. I've just always had a slight or sometimes strong aversion to it. I think because I had a lot of vanilla scented things in the house when I was younger because of my parents, and it just has like rubbed me the wrong way. But I never like to be completely like averse to a note, so I've always tried to kind of get myself into the things that I don't necessarily gravitate towards. And vanilla has been somewhat easier than other notes I'm not a fan of, because it's usually in the base of a lot of other fragrances, even if it's not pronounced, to kind of sweeten things up. And in the base, I definitely don't mind. I just struggle with like pure vanilla smelling things. So what I found, and with the 6 that I'm going to talk to you about, most of them have been fragrances where I will, really like one of the other notes that it's centric to, like rose or coconut or lactonic fragrances. All 3 do really great with vanilla, so it's just helped balance things for me. So I think we'll get started with the one that I'm going to spend the least amount of time on, honestly, because I've talked to death about it, but I had to include it, and that's Sense of Glam by Zara. So many of you have said that you've bought this because of me and you like it, and I'm so happy to hear, because this is ride or die. I've got this and my 4 backups. I think I'm set for life, hopefully, because it's just beautiful. And this is one where I would say exactly like I said before, vanilla is definitely not, centric to this fragrance. It's very rose, lipstick, lychee, musky, and the vanilla is very much a musky vanilla. It's not a gourmand vanilla syrup. It's definitely not like a bourbon rich vanilla. It's just sweetening up this already lipsticky, beautiful fragrance, and it shows up a lot more in the heart and dry down rather than the beginning, which has kind of like a lychee lipstick rose opening. I love this. I cannot say enough good things about it. It has incredible lasting power and sillage. That one spray in my bedroom will now make it harder to smell the other vanillas because it's just spectacular. I really, really do love this, and a really great one to dip your toes into vanilla with. The next one that's also very inexpensive, and I won't spend a lot of time on it because it's discontinued, is H&M's Cashmere. This was only available in some H&M's in some countries. I was really happy to have picked it up while traveling. I think I picked this one up in Portugal. But now I looked quickly online and it seemed like it was no longer being sold online. So if you happen to come across it somewhere, this is also a really easy vanilla to start with because it's so reliant on like white musk, and it's slightly fuzzy like a cashmere sweater. It isn't vanilla syrup centric. It just adds a little more sweetness to it and kind of highlights the very strong muskiness. So if you don't like white musk fragrances or fresh fragrances, this is not going to be your cup of tea. But for me, this was a really easy way to wear vanilla, and a non-gourmand vanilla, and an inexpensive one. These were only $4.99 when they were being sold, so love that. The third one is actually, I've never found, even with these 6, my dream vanilla. I still feel like it's out there somewhere, and whenever I do find it, I will definitely make a video. But if for any reason I never find one, this is as close as it's gotten for me so far, and I think for a lot of people, and that is Dior Addict. I have I think it's the 2014 formulation, the second formulation, the one that FRAGHEADS say is the best. I completely found this purely on luck. The year it was getting discontinued, I found it for 50% off at Shoppers, just one bottle, and I still have some because I have been very, very sparingly using it. But this year I've completely changed my outlook on fragrance, so I'm just gonna wear it and enjoy it. I have not tried out the newest formulation. Some have said it's amazing and smells the same. Some have said it completely smells different and has horrible lasting power. So I have no idea, but I sprayed it here earlier on today and I just love it. It is the most beautiful. This is very much like a bourbon vanilla. It's very rich. It's quite gourmand actually, and yet I adore it. Oh my god, and it's got like orange blossom and it's so, so stunning. It really does need to be worn in colder weather. Personally, I find it to be quite strong and it just blooms a lot better when it's colder. But wow, what a beautiful fragrance, and my favorite vanilla thus far. I think, I don't know, it's very different than the others, but it's just a really beautiful one, and if I never find another, then this will always have a special place in my heart, and I'm just gonna wear it. I'm just gonna enjoy it because I don't want to keep fragrance around anymore without wearing it just because it's discontinued. So love that, really, really do. The juice, at least in my formulation, if you happen to find this year's formulation, the 2014, totally recommend, do pick it up. The vanilla in this, because it's quite pronounced and it's a bourbon vanilla, will oxidize the juice quite early on. So when you do spray it, you will notice it's kind of slightly reddish brown. Don't worry, that's just the vanilla. And what I will say also is the newer bottles, I think just the cap pops off, but these, you spray the CD here and it actually has a lock, which I really enjoy. Not only did they reformulate the juice, but I do not like the bottle change. I really like these OG kind of sprayers. So all that to say, Dior Addict, absolutely love and totally, totally recommend. I do have to try the newer formulation though, so if you have, leave me in the comments if you've compared them, but I'll have to try it one day and let you guys know as well. The next one's a close second. I really have to say it's quite divisive because I find most people like Dior Addict, but this fragrance you either love or hate it, and there's extremes on both sides. I personally absolutely love it, and that is, this is her by Zadig and Voltaire. I have the huge 100 ml and I've never been so happy. This was a blind buy win, and I was worried because there was a lot of hype around this, but the vanilla in this is like vanilla lactonic chestnut cream with a zinginess, and I absolutely love this. I love the bottle. I love this weird design on the side that's not smooth. I love the fragrance. I have the lasting power, the opening, the heart, and the dry down. There is not a single thing I don't love about this. There is even this like zinginess in the opening that I think is the thing that's turning off people that feel that it's metallic in some way. But I just love it. I literally love everything about it. And again, lactonic fragrances are a great way for people like me to kind of get even more into vanilla, because I just think it completely heightens this fragrance. And it's stunning. It's so, so stunning. And I would say now, because I've heard so many divisive opinions, definitely don't get the 100 ml blind unless you're risky like me, or if you know you're gonna like it. Try to get a decant from someone or just buy the smaller bottle, because it doesn't seem like it's an easy or safe blind buy. I would agree. However, for me, it totally worked out and I just love it. Then the next two I think are quite, you know, they definitely have their gourmandness to them, but there's one that I really, really love, and there's one I'll leave for last that I find the most challenging. So the one that I really love is very well loved on YouTube, Dolce & Gabbana's Pour Femme. This is not the intense, just the regular eau de parfum, and this is very, it's very marshmallow vanilla. It's an incredible date fragrance, I find. I think it's very feminine, sexy without being in your face, super sweet, and marshmallow, again, wonderful way to incorporate vanilla into a fragrance because I love marshmallow in fragrances. And this is not like a Bath & Body Works vanilla. It's not a bourbon vanilla like Dior Addict, which I tend to prefer, but it's a really, really nice, sweet, like vanilla, marshmallow, gooey goodness, and I really have enjoyed this. I think it's super feminine and a really, really nice kind of like crowd pleaser sweet fragrance. You have to enjoy sweet fragrances for sure, but otherwise it's beautiful. And the last one is the one I find most challenging, I will say. Hypnose by Lancome is an interesting vanilla. It's kind of cold and it makes you want to only wear it in the cold, if that makes sense. And it's also the most pure vanilla that I own, so I find that a bit challenging. It also smells like purple candy, and I don't know what it is that's giving or evoking that scent, but that kind of helps it for me, that interesting quality to it. There are days where I feel like, oh my god, I'm totally changed, I'm completely into vanilla, and there are other days where I'll smell it and feel like, oh, it's just a step too far and it's nearing that pure vanilla territory that I'm not a fan of, because this is quite, I mean, it's not like a gourmand vanilla pastry, vanilla cake type thing, but it's definitely very strong on the vanilla. So I would say if you're a vanilla lover, try this out because this is a really unique take on it, but this is probably the most challenging of the 6 and the most, personally, it's much more risky of a blind buy than This Is Her, but that's my personal taste. So yeah, it's just really interesting. It smells like purple candy and vanilla to my nose, the most strong, and it's a very cold vanilla, which a lot of you have agreed in the comments. You do also get like, it has a coldness to it, whereas the Dior Addict has a very rich warmness to the bourbon vanilla. This is very much like a coldness to it, which keeps it interesting for sure. And yeah, I mean, I love to hear from you guys always, but definitely for vanilla recommendations. You left some last time. Leave me some more. I always write them in my notebook, and keep an eye out. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.